Hello again, this is Heretic Prince. An IGN article caught my attention, and of course not because it's a good article, but rather because it well displays how games journalists have a complete and total lack of journalistic integrity. It's in regards to a statement that the Star Wars Outlaws creative director Julian Garrity touched on the discourse that some are pushing on social media that the game's protagonist, Kay Vess, isn't attractive enough. And it's this claim that the article goes after. In the article itself, it shows that Julian went on to say, if you engage with bad faith people, there's no nuance and no possibility of real dialogue. I find bad faith to be an interesting choice of terms, given that the argument is not that she's not attractive enough. That argument makes no sense. I can't understand how somebody can make that claim. Attractive enough for what? Attractive enough for whom? Exactly how is it being quantified? No. Perhaps a closer approximation of the argument is why isn't she attractive? And the question is an allusion to the fact that we know that female characters are intentionally being made less attractive. And we just want to answer to that question. If you're afraid that men might enjoy looking at the character, say so. Say you don't want men buying your game. Is it too much to ask that journalists have the guts? No, just simply the integrity to take on the real question. Game developers, the integrity to state exactly what they're doing, why they're doing it. If you're trying to appeal to a modern audience, one that does not exist, by the way, then say so. But the modern audience is a goalpost that does not exist. Some people say, oh, the goalpost is being moved. No, it doesn't exist. It will never be good enough. They will always find a complaint. Your characters will never score enough points on the Blizzard diversity tool. Now, just to give you a peek, this is what Kay Vess's model looks like. A very attractive lady. Now you might say, HP, Heretic, you're just pulling stuff out of your ass. You don't know that that's actually what they're doing. You have no proof. Au contraire, mon frère. It has been obvious that female characters have been being made less attractive over the past 5 years. I would dare say the past 10 years. And several recent games have been following this trend. Take like Concord that nobody's playing. You might have heard of it. Maybe. Possibly. Games crashing and burning themselves because they're scared to death to have an attractive character in their games. Well, I'm sorry, unless it's a male character. And it seems to make no sense, but there's a crowd of people, a new religion, the new clergy, the moral authority in which we all must bow. And they've been rattling on for some time, all the way back to Saint Anita herself. And anytime you want to, you can look up gaming news articles fighting against that dreaded male gaze. Oh no, men might look at the game. In which, funny enough, this also lashes out at those women who like the way women look too. You know, there's some women out there who like what we like, but I suppose they just need to be sacrificed to take a strike at those dreaded menfolk. Such as take this article here about Persona 5. Her whole character arc is about escaping from the trappings of the male gaze. Or an article about the inexplicable sexiness of Ivy Valentine, negotiating the complexities of playing a powerful warrior steeped in the male gaze. You don't have to take it from me. Let's go to Heroic Girls. How to de-objectify women. As an artist, what I can consider if I want to de-objectify and add power to female characters. Now, of course, the idea of objectification or being an object is annoying in and of itself, as if you can't find a woman attractive and understand she's a person at the same time. These two things can't be true at the same time. No, sir. The woke are very good at setting up false dichotomies like that. And sometimes it takes a moment to stand back and deconstruct what they just said. But as you can see here, exactly what they did. They squared up her shoulders, gave her a more masculine jawline, and they did the whole uniboob thing. Somehow, women being attractive makes them weaker? And we know this is going on because some people spoke out about it, such as this Del Walker tweet right here. There's been a handful of times I've pitched black women characters that look like this, then after 10 iterations, the concept or model comes back without a speck of the original beauty I pitched. Then, this same person went on to say, I'm not talking about mild changes, I'm talking about pose, aura, style, softness, age, flair. I hate giving Gamergate men fuel, but it's very difficult to pitch beautiful or vain black women in games without them coming back looking like grocery store aunties. Of course, this comparison. And then what happened? What happened to this person who dared to speak up? After some private DMs today with other black devs, I will no longer be publicly discussing black representation in games. Someone got on the phone and told this person to shut up. And this is because there's a whole lot of gaslighting going on. They're trying to act like nobody said to make female characters less attractive. They're acting like just a whole bunch of guys just ran out and said, "Why aren't my women sexy?" That's what they're trying to act like happened. Unfortunately, the internet is a thing. Here was a post with an article from the Niche Gamer. A staffer at Snowbreak Containment Zone called critics about catering to the male gaze a distraction. So there are people complaining about attractive females being in games, but they try to gaslight you into believing that's not happening. Such as with the game First Descendant, where this game fully leans into making attractive characters. The PC game reports on it. The First Descendant is dollar store destiny, starring exclusively hot people. And it's said with such a venom, you can feel it. I'm sorry, I'm just throwing this in here. Mr. Freeze was made into a woman like this. But I suppose the best words I can put forth as an answer to attacking some straw man she's not attractive enough, to being horrified of putting attractive characters in games because the new religion might come down on you, that you want to make your game for people who won't buy it. Well, my best answer to that is Julian's words himself. It makes no sense to me, and it's not worth engaging with. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard, feel free to like and possibly even subscribe. This is Heretic Prince, signing off.